This podcast is being recorded and produced on Gadigal land.
We pay our respects to the traditional custodians of this country and elders past, present.
We extend our respect to any First Nations, Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people joining us today.
Always was, always will be Aboriginal land.
I'm Brittney Saunders.
And I'm alright. Hey, and this is High Scrollers, the podcast version of your favourite group chat.
If it's trending, going viral or has you gripped, we're talking about it.
Coming up on this episode, Brittney's purchased something this week that has me in a bit of a tizzy. Stick around to find out what she's bought because it actually shocked me.
Plus, Mecca of all businesses and brands has launched a campaign that has absolutely flopped, in my opinion, and it hasn't landed the way they thought it would. So I'm here to give some insights into a cost per wear campaign that they've done.
And I've got sad news for Vanderpump Rules fans. I, for one, am absolutely devastated and I'm giving you an anti-royal flush this week.
And we're chiming in on the Kate Foster and Savvy drama.
Plus, influencers were asked at the TikTok Awards, is influencing really hard work? And we have some opinions to add to the viral video that is making headlines around the world. Stick around, all that and more coming up in this episode of High Scrollers. Deal me in, doll. Let's go.
Good morning. Hang on, I got popcorn in my mouth.
Oh, good morning. I'll
Good
say
morning,
it for
Matthew.
you. No, good morning. Is it a good morning? I have a question for you.
What?
Because you've done something that I didn't think you'd do.
What? How? When I sent that to you?
You know what I'm going to say.
Yes, go on.
Okay, the other night, 2 nights ago, I got a screenshot from Brittney that she had purchased tickets for that LMCT, I think the company's name is called. It's that Adrian guy who bought
Adrian Patelli.
Yes, he bought all of the block houses and he's currently doing his giveaway of all the block houses and you've got to buy the tickets to be in. He does
It's
a
like
lot
a
of
raffle.
those. He
Yeah.
does. I'm sure you've seen the sponsored ads on your Facebook or your TikTok or your Instagram. It's like, buy a ticket and you can win $100K, $1 million, $800K. We're giving away this luxury car. We're giving away this
Which,
house,
by
that
the way,
house, whatever.
is the most clever, and I know it kind of gives off scam, but it's not. He would have to have it set up properly as a business in Australia and as a raffle business. I don't know the legalities of it, but it is so, so clever.
Yeah.
His business model is so clever. Have you never seen this guy, Hannah?
I have, but is this what Anna Paul's doing at the moment?
No.
How she does like giveaways, but she's like, I'm giving away all these
No.
cameras.
No,
and this,
that's
that.
just for people to purchase her skincare. Oh. She's putting that in her
Is
skincare
it what
orders.
Elle May Ding does
Yes.
from Maths?
So it's very clever, like these marketers, because all they do is, well, he obviously does huge things now, but like LMA Ding, who's like from Married at First Sight, she's started doing them as well. So she goes and buys like a Mazda 3 and raffles it off. So let's say a Mazda 3 is 40 grand. So she's got to invest 40 grand into buying the prize. And then she's going to hope to sell more than 40 grand worth of tickets. So that's how the whole thing works. It's literally just a raffle.
And obviously it's worked for this Adrian guy. He's
Because
now
he
a
now
billionaire.
does massive giveaways. And the reason why it's such a clever business idea is because he has no, like, you wouldn't have to have any staff. He wouldn't have to have a warehouse. He wouldn't have to have retail stores. So he's just generating hundreds of millions of
much
dollars
income, yeah.
when he's got no one to pay.
Yeah.
And he's doing it obviously on a massive scale. And I'm sure all of you saw, he went and bought every single block house in the auctions. He got to choose who won the auction because he was paying whatever he wanted to. So now his raffle is he's giving away the block houses, so all the houses, or you can take $8 million cash. And
What would you take, by the way? Would you take the money or the house?
I've seen a lot of like back and forth about what people would choose to take because if you got the winning ticket, you get to pick 8 million straight into your bank or the block houses. And the block houses are estimated to be worth around 15 million. But they're like in that random area in Victoria. Like I was talking with AJ about it because I just was like, I'm going to buy a raffle ticket. Fuck it. Like he reckons you should pick the houses and just keep them for a year because it's like a little resort thing. You'd have to run it for a year and then sell it. That's what AJ reckons.
Yeah, or even because what are there 6 or 8 houses in
Something
total?
like that.
So I would even like take the houses and then in a year's time potentially sell 4 of them to someone
Yeah.
else and keep some, and then the money I could do whatever I wanted with the money.
Yeah, you
from
can
the
rent them
others.
out, but you would have to be willing to run that thing.
But you sent me a screenshot of you buying tickets in
Yeah.
the bloody lotto, saying got to be in it to win it.
Well,
and
you love love playing the Powerball
I
every
do
now
love.
and then.
I love when the Powerball's 100 million and whatever and things like that, and I do get sucked into those sorts of things. Because I'd hate to not enter and my numbers come out. On the one night it's $150 million or whatever. But I honestly was kind of just like, what the bloody, like, I can't believe you've been sucked into the whole thing.
It's so smart. I want to fucking start a business like that.
Do you want to say how many tickets you bought and how much it cost, etc.?
Yep, $500.
$500. See, I wouldn't be doing it. I think if I bought it, I'd be doing I don't know what the
lowest
tiers
one.
are, but I'd be doing a lower tier.
Well, I was just like, fuck it.
How many tickets?
I got 1,000 entries.
Oh, that's actually quite a lot for $500.
And you only need one ticket to win. So really you could just buy one ticket and like that could be the winning ticket. But now I've got 1,000 chances to win along with like the rest of Australia.
Oh, hang on, you're kind of selling it to me.
But whatever. Like, I'm going to win. That would be hilarious if I won.
I know.
You wouldn't be having a go at me then, would you?
You'd have
be
to
saying,
redo
give me
your
one.
will.
Yeah, I'd have to redo the will and put you on it to win them.
Bloody hell.
To get them when I die.
Oh, my God.
But yeah, I got sucked in by all the videos. I've never bought anything in his raffles before, but he does like massive giveaways all the time. Mm-hmm. And like someone genuinely wins. Mm. And then they just like call him and like, you won. Like, he's giving away millions of dollars, huge mansions. What a fucking genius. And yeah, he's like a billionaire now. Now LMA Ding's doing it. Speaking of money and not...
Which I love talking about.
Yeah, and not $500 raffle tickets.
Yeah.
Come on, I'm allowed to fucking treat myself to a raffle ticket, by the way. I
Yeah,
work
come
hard.
on.
I can
No,
spend my money on
it's
whatever
fine.
I want.
It's just funny to me. Like, it's just funny.
I thought you would have loved it. That's why I sent it to you, because I know sometimes you get in the mindset of you're going to win the fucking Powerball.
Yeah, you got to manifest. So,
Yeah, so I'm manifesting winning that fucking thing. Then I can do a whole social media campaign that I won, and then I'll raffle them off.
Yeah, nice. All right, now you're talking. So the $500 is an investment.
It
then.
is.
Yes, okay.
Anyway, speaking of money, I've also seen something circulating on the internet in the last week or so. Mecca's newest ad campaign. I'm sure a lot of you have seen it. Hannah's nodding her head like she's fucking seen it. I
haven't seen it. What's happened?
seen a few different versions of it because it's obviously a whole campaign. Now, I want to start off by saying I don't want to burn any bridges with Mecca. Not that I have any bridges in the first place because they don't give me anything. But I love Mecca. There's actually a lot of discourse about Mecca these days. Like, I feel like people are getting more and more mad at Mecca about how they don't go on sale and this, that, and the other. But anyway, they've got a new creative campaign that's out there across all their TikTok and Instagram ads and Facebook ads. And the whole theme of the campaign is a cost per wear. Now, I'm all for a cost per wear. Let's just say you buy a $1,000 handbag, and yeah, that's a lot to spend on a handbag. But if you wear that thing 100 times, the cost per wear, it comes down. Like, you've gotten your money's worth kind of thing. Like, I'm all for making that kind of joke. Like, I go, oh yeah, I spent $800 on this black handbag that I have, but I've worn it 1 billion times. So the cost per wear is $2.
Yeah.
Worth the investment. So Mecca's latest campaign, and I've seen in all the comments on the ads as well, people are not happy about it. They're doing a cost per wear for how much it costs when you do your makeup. And they're saying the whole thing, it's 50 cents. But they're showing products that are like $80 for foundation, $50 for powder. But the cost per wear on each of those products totals 50 cents. So they're looking at makeup from a perspective of cost per wear, which I just think it just isn't hitting the way that they thought it was going to.
Okay.
It's not hitting the way they thought it was going to. And if I was them, like, I think it's a good idea, like the whole cost per wear thing, because, yeah, like a bottle of foundation might be $50, but you're going to use it how many times, which it works out to be, 5 cents a use or whatever it is. But I think the way they've done it isn't in the best way. Like, there's influencers in these ads, and there's one, and like the guy's in it, bless him, Brandon. I follow him on TikTok. Like, I love his fucking content and his videos. But it's like they're doing all maths on a board and working out like this scientific thing, and all the comments are like, it's not that technical. Like, and I don't know, it's just not being received well. Like, from what I can see, like on social media, and it also popped in popped up in my Reddit feed, like in the Australian makeup category or whatever. Like, people are not happy about this whatsoever. And if I was them, what I would have done is I would have made it more lighthearted, because they're just fully serious with this campaign. Like, your full face costs 50 cents, when it's like, it doesn't really, because you're showing like a Mecca foundation, a Charlotte Tilbury this, a Charlotte Tilbury that. I would have tried to make this campaign, if I was doing it, more lighthearted and fun and dumb and a bit silly. And I would have incorporated like girl math.
Yeah, okay.
Because you know how girl math is really funny and we love fucking girl math. Instead of like them making it serious, like this whole face costs 50 cents, it should have been someone going, like, working out the girl math of their face. Like, I think that would have been received better by the Mecca community. But
also just thinking about it in general, like, it is kind of like a weird concept, because I'm just thinking like Fate, for example. Like, it would be like you getting in your stories and being like, hey, everyone, buy this black dress. It's only 50 cents per wear.
Yeah, I would never say that.
If you wear it 100 times, it's going to be 50 cents per wear.
And especially because they've done a full campaign about it. Like, influencers in all these ads, they've done a full photo shoot that's like AI generated with, and it's really cool. Like, the video of Brandon, it's really fucking cool. Like, looks like it's a, I don't know, out of this world thing. But I just think they haven't executed it correctly. And it's just, they've missed the mark with it. Like, they could have done a cost per wear thing, but made it more girl math theme. Like, when we did our Black Friday sale for our Fate Society members, we did 40% off for 40 minutes only, like just in our Facebook group. And I did a funny post like that night. And I'm like, I posted like a funny photo of me and I wrote, this is my girl math sale. 40% off is almost 50% off, and 50% off is half price. And when something is half price, that's basically free. And then like everyone chimed in the comments and like, plus I'm using my husband's card. So I've actually made money on this sale. Like, they should have done it from that angle where it's just more like fun and ditzy. Because when I did that post in our Fate Society, everyone was adding their girl math to the equation as well.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I've just been seeing these ads circulating. I've been reading all the comments every time I see the ads, and people are not happy about it. And then people have been saying it's distasteful as well, just with like the cost of living and the fact that they've run these ads during Black Friday when every other brand is going on sale and doing 30% off and 40% off. Mecca doesn't do sales like that ever. I think they only do Boxing Day, and it's not anymore.
I used to work at Mecca, and
Never.
They would do Boxing Day sales.
Some products.
It would be like nail polish.
Yeah, so I think they do something on Boxing Day, but it's only select products or whatever. So it's just like bad timing and a bad delivery of a creative campaign during a sale period when everyone's, you know, struggling as it is, and especially with Mecca only becoming more and more expensive. I feel like they've really, like, someone's fucking dropped the ball, because I'm like, how did this get across the line? Yeah, Hannah's got something to say.
Sorry, really chiming in here, because I used to work at Mecca, and the whole Boxing Day thing, because they would be like, everyone has to work Boxing Day. I'd be like, but we don't really do a sale. And they're like, no, it's because everyone got gift cards on Christmas, and they'll come in to use them while they're doing Boxing Day shopping everywhere else. But the thing with this campaign that I think, like, I don't really care, but I think that is kind of distasteful to people, is that so many of the influencers in it, it's just like not relatable. Like, they're aspirational creators. It's like, you have a crazy, beautiful life that I will never have. But you're not paying a cost per wear.
That's so true.
Because you're given all this shit, and I find your makeup looks aspirational. But don't tell me about money, because you're given all this shit.
Yeah, and they're getting paid to make these videos to say this is only 50 cents, like a face, when like they got paid to make it by Mecca.
If it was relatable content rather than like aspirational content, I think it would work way better.
I think they definitely could have executed it better. And I just looked at this, like, as soon as I saw it, I just, from a brand point of view, I'm like, oh, they really fucked up here. So really interesting. Like, interesting for them to drop it in Black Friday time. It's like they're trying to tell people that it's cheap.
Fair. I'm like I think you have a fair point. It's just so crazy how your brain works compared to mine, because I feel like if I had seen that ad, I wouldn't have thought anything about that. I just would have swiped to the next video. I just saw it,
and they've got like 50-cent coins flying across the screen. It caught my attention. So they did a good job with the actual like creative.
Yeah, I think that like the only thing that comes to mind is like saying, like, emphasizing 50 cents, and then if you were actually to buy all the products, it's like $500.
Yes, but then
whatever.
they do it by like showing the foundation, the person. Oh, that was my drink bottle. They're showing the person applying the foundation. Then it's got like what foundation it is written there, and then cost per wear 7 cents.
Oh, okay, wow.
So they're literally showing all of these expensive products on the screen, but putting the cost per wear.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, it's just weird. I think you can joke about a cost per wear in a brand way and make it really funny, like when I did with our Black Friday sale. I'm like, 40% off, it's basically half price, which is basically free. Like, just joking. But they're like full serious about this. I don't know. Scrollers, let us know in the broadcast channel. Have you seen these ads and how does it sit with you? I'll ask it in our broadcast channel.
Okay, good on ya. Great work.
Please be upstanding for the royal flush.
Time for our Royal Flush of the Week. Best thing we've seen on the internet this week. Do you want to go first?
Yeah, sure. I know it's a bit like last week now, but it's been circulating. I don't know if it's my royal flush, but something I've seen since the TikTok Awards is the video that went out. I don't know what news place was it.
Are you talking about ABC Australia?
I don't know what one it was.
Where they asked if influencers work hard?
Yeah.
Pause. Because we're going to talk about this for ages. So let me get mine out of the way first.
Okay.
Mine's not that big of a deal.
Okay.
But yes, I've got so much to say on that topic.
Yeah.
I actually have an anti-Royal Flush of the Week.
Ooh.
Very sad moment for us Vanderpump Rules fans. Now, I don't know how long this has actually been announced for. This could have been announced a while ago, but I saw a video from Sheena from her podcast, and she starts the video saying something along the lines of, "Oh, I'm sure you've all heard the news by now, but Vanderpump Rules season 12 that's coming next year will be an entirely new, fresh cast." Now, I hadn't heard this. I wasn't across this news, but she said it like it was like public knowledge and everybody already knew about it. This is the first time I'm hearing about it, but I just wanted to say to any of our scholars that are Vanderpump Rules fans like I am, you know I've spoken many times on the podcast about Vanderpump Rules. I was very, very excited. I obviously didn't know where they were going to go with season 12 given the Ariana and Tom and just the whole dynamic of the group was just a little bit off in season 11, but we were trying to patch things back together and get back to some point of harmony, right? Well, season 12, I was like, maybe we'll finally get there. We'll never know. They have fired literally every single cast member and they're doing a Real Housewives of New York where all of the girls from Real Housewives of New York, they went, we need to shake things up. You're all fired. New cast come on in. And obviously that is absolutely flopping. I didn't mind season 1, which is actually, I think, season, I don't know, 13 or 14, I can't remember, because they don't actually call it season 1 again. They just call it the next season's number, but with a new cast. And so it's the same show, new cast, and Vanderpump Rules has come under the axe as well. And so this is my anti-royal flush of the week. I'm stealing your line, Brittney, because I for one, am devastated. It's devastating that for 11 seasons, we've watched
Is
these
that 11
people.
seasons in 11 years? Or do they come out with...
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's been going for that long?
Yeah.
I really need to watch it. I feel so out of the loop whenever you talk about it.
Yeah, so for 11 years, basically, I mean, I haven't been watching that long. I only started watching, I think, a couple years ago. But for 11 years, people have followed the journey. But what they're doing is they're apparently going back to basics. And remember, I've spoken on the podcast before for you as someone who doesn't watch the show and for any scrollers who haven't watched. The show started as employees at SUR. It would be like if Brittney had a reality show and it centered around all of her employees at Fate and it showed them working in the warehouse, but then it also followed them to the bar after work and their drama in their personal lives with their boyfriends and things like that. That's how the show originated. And then there was just so much drama and they all became mini celebrities and then bigger celebrities. So, times changed and none of them ever worked at the restaurant anymore, but it still followed all the drama and their relationships and everything like that in their life.
So did it ever go back to the restaurant or
No.
did it just become fully about their lives?
Fully about their lives. And now season 12 will be a new cast of people who work at SUR and it will go back to basics of restaurant drama, seeing how they work in the workplace and then also following their lives
I reckon,
outside.
not that I've seen the show at all, but I reckon they'll go back to basics. It'll start like that and then I reckon it'll spiral again and go to what it was about the drama.
For sure, and I'm sure they're hoping for that, but I just don't know how much you can infiltrate
Replicate.
a fan base like this at such a pivotal time.
Yeah.
Season 10, the end of season 10, we had Scandival. Season 11, we were recovering from that, trying to pick up the pieces. And
What's
we really...
Scandival again?
That's when Tom and Ariana, two of the people from Vanderpump Rules, Tom cheated on Ariana with another one of the cast members, and it all came out and blew up and became this crazy thing.
Yeah.
There's a lot of lore here that you're going to have to watch
And what
yourself.
does Scandival mean?
Well, his name is Tom Sandoval, so it's just like a name that the fan base came up
Scam.
with. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, because it's a scandal.
Oh, I
Yeah.
thought you meant like scam.
No, like it's a scandal involving Tom Sandoval. So yeah,
Okay,
anyway.
yeah.
And I think it was like a hashtag trending on Twitter or something. So
Gotcha.
anyway, I just feel like we never really tied everything in a bow, and now they're just going, oh well, next. And I just don't know whether you can piss off a fan base that much. Vanderpump Rules, it's different to Real Housewives and stuff. I feel the fan base for Vanderpump Rules is so much more intertwined, you know, with the Real Housewives. If relationships happen, drama happens, people have their 2 cents. But Vanderpump Rules, that parasocial relationship, I really find a lot of boundaries are crossed, and fans of the show, I don't know whether it's because Real Housewives are more unattainable and they're like in a different league because they've got so much money or whatever it might be, but it's almost like you don't watch the Real Housewives and think they could be your friends, but the Vanderpump Rules cast, they were just regular everyday people, so potentially people feel a bit more of a parasocial connection to them, or feel like because they've watched them for 11 years they're a part of these people's lives or whatever it may be. I'm not sure, but to rip the entire cast out and put in a new one, I don't know if that's going to work, and I would be very surprised if it's going to work. But I, for one, will be watching, but I am not fucking happy about the decision.
You know what? You've spoken about Vanderpump Rules that much that I'm going to fucking start it.
Yeah.
What do I watch it on?
Hey You.
Okay, I don't think I have that, but I'm fucking getting it tonight. I need to watch it. I've watched little bits and bobs, like, I don't know, when I've been at people's houses, or like back in the day, I think I had it on my laptop at one point. But do I just need to start from season 1?
Yes, and I will say you have to start at season 1 to understand everything, but you really have to let it, like, I would say if you're in season 3 and you're still hating it, then give up. Because season 1, as I've said before, it was a show that they thought they were making, and then there was so much drama they had to change it. Season 2, they were still ironing out those kinks. Season 3, they were like, right, no one cares about the restaurant, we care about the drama. And season 3 onwards,
and does
they
Lisa
kind of get it.
Vanderpump care that it's not about the restaurant anymore?
Yeah, I think Lisa Vanderpump knows that. I mean, they're still centered around the restaurant, but for example, season 1, it's like, oh my God, she called in sick for her shift. Whereas season 3, they're still working in the restaurant, but it's not so much like, oh, you know, did you take the wrong order out to the wrong table? It's now like, oh my God, I can't believe I slept with him on the weekend, and he's like working behind the bar.
Right.
So it's like the restaurant's still very much incorporated through the whole thing, but instead of just like actual problems in the workplace, it's like problems in their life. So I would say season 3, if you get through season 3 or halfway through season 3 and you're like, nah, I can't do it. Because don't forget, I think the original seasons came out like at least 10, 11 years ago, as we said. So TV was very different, and it's not, you know, it's like watching a show from the olden days.
Yeah, right. I went to one of the restaurants when I was in America.
Oh,
once.
I'm so fucking jealous. Which one, sir?
Yeah, I think so.
Sexy, unique restaurant.
Yeah, but it's like the food was just like so basic.
Really? Did you
Yeah.
have the goat's cheese balls?
Yes.
Yeah. So that's like the star of the show.
It's just like going to any restaurant like in the Central Coast.
Yeah, okay.
And the decor is so outdated and ugly. Like, it's very American.
I'm very excited to go one day. I'm very jealous
Maybe we'll go.
that I didn't know about Vanderpump Rules when I've been to
I
America.
didn't know either, but my friend that I was with knew it. I don't know. I was like, okay. And it's like the decor. Yeah, no.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. Well, sorry for interjecting, but let's get back to your royal flush from the TikTok Awards, because there has been so much talk about this online.
I know. There's actually, you know what? I don't like to delve into influencer drama, but fuck, there has been some drama.
From?
Sabi.
Oh.
You haven't seen?
Oh, no, I have, but I didn't realise we were going to go there. Oh. Yeah.
Have you seen all this shit between Kate Foster, Sabi Brand, the mummy influencers, some other chicks crying? Abby Chatfield's chimed in.
I thought you were going to talk about the TikTok
Well,
Awards.
it
I feel like
was.
there was so much drama from that as well.
I feel like it's all happened at the one time. Like the video of everyone getting interviewed. So the question at the TikTok red carpet, which I know we've done a whole episode.
Wait, should we cover Sabi first?
Okay. I'm scared because you know what? I was going to do a video. Like, I was going to jump on TikTok.
No, that's why we say it on the podcast, because no one cares.
Yeah, I know. But, like, so, okay, we'll start with the Sabi thing. Fuck the influencer thing. We can get back to that.
Okay, so long story short, Kate Foster.
Yes. So there's the clothing brand called Sabi, which is owned by a couple, and they're like relatively new. They only started the business like a year ago, and they make really colourful, loud t-shirts. I'm surprised you don't own one. I feel like that's something you would wear. They're targeted to all the mums. Like the mums of TikTok love them. Like the oversized, bright, colourful shirts. Anyway, Kate Foster, who is another interesting TikToker that has been like risen to popularity over the last year, who just like says whatever she's thinking and whatever. She, like, and don't quote me because I only see bits and bobs of this. I don't follow anyone, but it shows up in my For You page. She came out because she started off her TikTok. I don't know what she actually started doing, but then she started doing roasts of brands. That was her whole thing, was she would go on, she went on the Fate website and she just like ripped the brands to shreds, but in a comical, lighthearted kind of way. So then people thought it was funny, but really she was just picking these brands to bits. She did a video on Fate and I just commented. And I was like, excuse me. Like, I stood up for myself and she actually came back to me and was really nice because she just was saying like, oh, I don't know what she was fucking saying. It was ages ago. Anyway, she's come out and made a video and I don't quote me and the video's gone. You can probably find it somewhere. But she said something about the owners of Sabi following Trump and pro-Trump accounts.
Mm-hmm.
And so I don't know what the video was because I didn't see it. I've only just seen like the aftermath of it. But essentially she was allegedly insinuating that like people shouldn't support Sabi the brand because the owners follow Trump and Trump accounts. And then there was all this other stuff that came out and I don't know who it was. But then like because all the mums of TikTok have been wearing Sabi in their videos because it's very easily recognizable. And there's some like creators who have been promoting anti-vax, not wearing sunscreen, like just all these like opinions that are strong and I guess against the status quo. I don't know if that's the right word to say. So then all this drama has just fucking started and it's like now all the mums of TikTok are coming out like boycott Sabi, blah, 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 blah. And I've just been watching this thing unfold and I'm like, this feels like high school. Have you seen it, Hannah? It feels like dead ass high school. Then Kate Foster's fucking crying and posted another TikTok. And then there's some other mum, I don't know, Belle, I don't know if that's her name. I've just been sitting back watching all this shit. Everyone's crying. Everyone's boycotting this brand and the other, saying don't support, blah, blah, blah. It just created this whole thing on TikTok over these colourful fucking T-shirts. And I've just been sitting back like, what the fuck is actually going on in the House of Commons? Like it's reminding me of high school. Like she said this and then she said that and then Abby Chatfield's come in and now everyone's going after Abby Chatfield. And I'm just sitting back like, do I see this shit just happen on the internet? And then every mum's jumping on in her Sabi shirt. Like, oh, have you seen these videos?
No,
Matt?
I honestly haven't seen like any of them. I've seen some of Kate Foster's, but I'm one of those people who like if I'm out of the loop, I'm not going back to figure it out.
Yeah.
I know there are people like that. Like if you see one video and you've missed it, you're like, oh, I've got to know everything.
Well, my feed
I'm not
has
like
been
that.
feeding me this. Like it's one video after the other. Like you know when your For You page just aligns and you're seeing every part, and I'm like,
so I haven't had any of that. Unfortunately, I've actually really struggled with trying to find things to talk about because the last week my For You page has been all Wicked themed things,
me too,
which
still.
makes sense. But to the point where the other day I actually tested my For You page and apart from ads, there were 66 videos in a row that had to do with Wicked or The Wizard of Oz.
you're really on the Wicked.
And so I was like,
FYP.
because obviously usually on a Sunday night, I sit down and I go through my For You page and make sure I know what I'm going to talk about on high scrollers. I was like scrolling and I was like, wow, there's a lot of Wicked here. And then I went back right up to the first Wicked video and then I was like, let me count them. And I kept going. 66, apart from ads in between, were Wicked videos in a row. I was like, so there's no time for Sabi on my fucking For You page because it's all lions and tigers and bears.
For You page has been that.
Well, the yellow big red.
But anyway, that's been all over my For You page as well as the TikTok Awards.
Yes, the video. Okay, so the video's gone viral from ABC Australia. They interviewed everyone on the carpet and said, is being an influencer hard
Well, they actually
work?
asked me from 0 to 10, how hard is it?
Oh.
And I
that's
did a whole
interesting.
spiel, but I got the one clip in the video.
Okay.
And that's blown up.
Let's play some of the video here. This is what some of the influencers said in the video.
It is definitely hard.
Try being an influencer for a day.
Do you know other people wake up and they work 10 hours straight on their feet? You're laying in bed, you post a little video and you're complaining? Get a different job.
Honestly, if I can do it, anyone can do it.
All the influencers out there, lap it up. You are living the dream.
I know it looks fun, but it's hard work.
It's actually easy. It's not hard. Some days are really chill and then other days we're working like the whole day. I don't take it that seriously. Get to go to a bush trip every now and then.
It's not that hard.
You're giving your vulnerability up.
There are so many other people doing so much more than we are.
You have to think of content, you have to edit it, you have to film it, you have to be constantly relevant. And that is not easy.
It can be hard at times. Sure, but when I'm going to put it into perspective, what so many people around the world are going through right now, our job is not hard, and I'm not going to stand up here and say that it is.
So as you can hear, they're a bit of a mixed bag. We've got some people saying, no, it's not hard. Some people saying, yes, it is hard. I just want to say I am so fucking glad they did not include my response in this video.
What did you say?
Because, I said, I can't remember exactly what I said word for word. I said, I obviously know that in the grand scheme of things, like it's not hard. There's nurses on their feet for 18 plus hours a day, saving lives, et cetera, et cetera. But I said, but yeah, like I believe it is hard work, but I think it's all relative to what you do. And of course, on a red carpet, there's no time to, give too much context. But I definitely said that, like, I was kind of like in the boat of like, yeah, I know it's easy, but like also it is hard work at the end of the day.
I think you definitely have hard days. Like, everyone has hard days. It doesn't matter what you do for a job. But then I think because it's influencers, people then go and compare it to every other job out there. And then that's what the whole discourse has been about.
So like Veronica B, for example, you would have heard just then in that video, she says, I know it looks like fun, but it's hard work. And she's getting torn to shreds because then they were like, what's hard about it? And then she's like, oh, you've got to think of content and make content and stay relevant. And I think someone else in that video says, some days it's easy and some days you've got to work all day. And I know that you're on the surface, that just sounds fucking ridiculous. I get it. But I think like I really have a problem with this this conversation because I think it's all very relative to like how much you do and the individual person. And like the problem is the word influencer and the connotation that comes with the word influencer, because people hear the word influencer and they just think you just post a photo and get paid for it. And yes, if someone's life is post a TikTok, get paid for it, and then you're off to the beach and you're off shopping and you're off to dinner and but that's all you do all day. And
that's
if you're going,
easy.
if you're going, it's really hard work. Of course, that's really out of touch and I disagree with you. But my thing is, especially in Australia, it's also a lot different to influencers around the world. I think that a lot of us really are hustling. And Veronica B, I will sit here and defend, does work hard in the grand scheme of things because she doesn't just post a photo and then la 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 all day. She's created businesses. She's run businesses thanks to influencing.
I didn't know that.
She's created networking events for influencers. She gets all these sponsors on board and hosts like nights for creators to get together and blah, blah, blah. She does raffles and fundraisers and blah, blah, blah. She does motivational speaking. She's done, all of these collabs. She flies herself around the world to go and increase her profile. And she just recently flew to Dubai to go and collaborate with Dubai influencers to boost her profile over there, etc. Like, I do believe that's a hustler's mentality. And I also get that because like I kind of am in the same boat where I'm like, I'm actually not going to let anyone tell me that I don't work hard, because I do believe that I do work hard and that this career that I've chosen is hard work. It's so fucking rewarding, and I understand my privilege, okay, that I can work for myself, I can wake up when I want, I can say yes and no to certain things and do what I want and run my own business that way. I understand that. It's so, so rewarding. But like, let's take the live show, for example. If you actually do the maths, which I did, to prove to people or to the people in my life, I guess, not that I needed to, but it was just a conversation we were having and I did the math. If I wanted to make money, I shouldn't have gone and done a tour this year. I should have gone and worked at McDonald's, because I would have made more money at McDonald's than doing the tour that I did. After all the people get paid and all the costumes get made and everything comes out in the wash and the hours that go into that, I am genuinely making like $4 an hour. Do you know what I mean? On that tour. And yes, it's rewarding.
I think it's because like when people hear influencer, they hear, is it hard to be an influencer? Like they just picture your stereotypical influencer where they're fucking going out for coffee, going to here and there, then doing a little sponsored photo. Like, because that's the box that influencers get put into.
I know, but I feel I get put in that box is what I'm saying. So people look at me and they don't straight away think anything else but like, oh, he's an influencer. Or like I get put in that, you know, when you talk about the TikTok awards, you go, it's a bunch of influencers. But you're there, Brittney. You don't classify yourself as an influencer. I'm there. I would like to be known as even just content creator is better or comedian. But people don't say that. They just go, it's a bunch of influencers.
Yeah.
So I think it's all relative to, and there's like a lot,
to the person,
a lot
to
of
the
nuance
influencer.
and a lot of context was missed there because Veronica B being like, yeah, it is hard work. I believe she does work hard. I believe I work hard. And if you're just posting a photo, whatever, that's a different conversation. The other point I want to make, sorry, while this is a bit of Matt's rants, is people always go, oh, you know, if they think that's hard work, try being a nurse, try being a teacher. Sorry, this might get me cancelled, but I reckon I would be the best fucking nurse ever. And I reckon I'd be the best fucking teacher ever. And the thing is, when you really think about careers in general, there are going to be people in that career, even being a nurse. There are a lot of hardworking nurses out there. There are going to be nurses who don't work hard. There are teachers who work really hard. Think about high school. There were teachers that worked hard and there were teachers that, in my opinion, didn't work hard at all. When I've been to the hospital for my things, I can see the hardworking nurses and I can see the ones who don't want to be there and aren't working hard. You go to McDonald's. There's a hard worker doing all the jobs. There's someone who couldn't give a shit. You go do your groceries. There are hard workers. There are people who aren't working hard, not lifting a finger. That happens in every industry. And in the influencer industry, it happens as well. There are some of us working hard and there are some of us not working hard. But the problem is everyone hears the word influencer and thinks no one works hard.
Yeah.
And I'm like, girl, not to be Michaela and say, try being an influencer for a year. But I truly believe if you actually like lived in the, you know, if someone tried to do what I did, I believe in this year, even last year, I genuinely would be like, it would open your eyes to be like, whoa, actually, there's a lot of fucking work going on here. Do you know what I mean? So I'm not going to let anyone tell me that I don't work hard because I believe that I fucking do. And you know what? The people in my life who are close to me know that I do, and that's all that matters to me. But that video pissed me the fuck off.
I wish they used more of mine because I said I used to be an influencer and now I'm not. And I just said I wish like influencers would know that they're living the fucking dream because I used to do that for a job and like you're living the dream and you don't even realise you're living a dream. Like that was my spiel, but I only got one little sentence in it.
And for sure, I'm living the dream. I'm having the best time and you lived the dream as well. And yes, in comparison to running Fate, you're obviously working a lot harder than you were then, but you still worked hard when you were an influencer, right?
Yeah, I could have worked way harder reflecting at the time. I was like, oh, this is so much. The managers are so annoying. Brands are annoying me. Everyone's asking me to reshoot shit. And at that time, I was working hard for my working hard for them. But like being on the other side, it's opened my fucking eyes.
Okay.
And I'm like, if I could be back in that position for like one more day or like one more year, like I'd fucking lap that shit up. Only because I'm on the other side of the fence now.
Okay. See, but I still feel it's relevant.
But back then,
to the
I was
person.
working hard.
Because you were like, whatever, whereas I'm like, I'm making this into
I was also very
whatever it
young
can be.
back then. I was like 22.
Yeah, true. Anyway, that was a bit of a combo of Royal Flush and Matt's rants, but glad I got that off my chest. And similar to you saying you were going to jump into the Sabby thing, I wanted to jump in and share my thoughts, but I was just like, you know what? The problem is here at High Scrollers, we have our scrollers who know us and know the context and know the nuance.
If you jump on TikTok, it could go to anyone.
Exactly. And they just wouldn't get it and then I'm getting cancelled. You know what I mean? Which, you know what? At this point, do it. I need a bit of a thrill in life. Anyway, we should probably wrap this up before I say anything else that's really going to get me cancelled. Thanks for listening, scrollers. Love ya. See you soon. Have a great week. You all know what to do already.
Yeah, rate us, do all the things.
Anyway, Darla, I better let you go. I've got to have a really fucking hard day at work.